Grandfather Noah? Now I remember you.
Oh God, you have your memories back. Then you remember that your stupid mother stopped me from sacrificing you and your sister. A sacrifice that could have brought back our Savior. Well, God took care of her. He made her pay for her sins.
This is all your fault. Did you kill my father too?
The radiation that comes from the sacred placenta is extremely harmful to us, impure and worthless beings. For years, Bertram and his son William after him tried to find a cure for the effects of radiation. Today, William succeeded. With this accomplished, I have no use for him anymore. May God welcome him into his realm.
You will pay for this, Noah. What have you done to my sister? Where is she?
Your sister is just another tool for me to awaken our Savior. Follow me if you want your answers.
Hey, wait! Where do you think you're going?
Well, hasn't this just been a lucky day of revelations for Caroline? Greetings, I am Solidus-Skully, and for everybody who probably had the first thought about, well, who Grandfather Noah really was, yeah, the priest is evil. Go fucking figure. By the way, rather tragic story with that young man, that old gentleman behind us. That is Bertram Wildberger. His final diary entry, and, well, the very man is standing right behind us. So yeah, this is pretty much his side of the story. After finally coming around to the fact that, you know, he loves his grandchildren, he was pretty much the one who helped Maria escape, seal the bunker, and, well, basically sacrificed his life so that his twin grandchildren could have a chance at life. Unfortunately, things didn't work out very well because now they're all in the same place anyway, and, Noah Morissette has pretty much, you know, started his evil plan. Again, I will admit, like, I mean, much in the same vein as, you know, a couple of other things here and there, I was kind of a bit on the fence as to how they were going to play Noah in terms of, you know, his role in the plot. I mean, again, I did suspect that he was going to be the bad guy because he was the only other significant character there, but I don't know. Early on, I wasn't too sure if it might have been William. Mate, I don't know. So again, I suppose in some ways Tormented Souls might have a bit of a no-shit kind of plot twist kind of thing about it, but at the same time it does throw you for a loop every now and again. But I mean, regardless of such though, yeah, this is pretty much our premise, and now the final area of the game is just below us. Also, how exactly Noah managed to seal this thing up quickly enough is bizarre. Actually no, wait, hang on, scratch that thought, because I remember he has another way of getting through there. It's just that you can't take this until the end of the final boss fight, so never mind. Although this puzzle might ring a bit familiar, as we open it up and go down into the bunker of hell. Stare into the abyss, Caroline.
I don't know what terrors I'll face below, but if Anna is there, I will find her, no matter what.
So, here we are, the game's final area, and, I gotta say, like, I mean, out of all the horror that Tormented Souls has had thus far, this is by far the creepiest area of the game, and, something I can commend the developers for saving the best for last. Yeah, we're also gonna be getting a new monster down here, some new puzzles, and, well, again, this area is just 10 different shades of fucking creepy, because again, like, I mean, we've already studied up on a lot of the context of, you know, what the Pollux Sect of the cult was studying, and, you know, what their motivations were in regards to, you know, bringing about their god. It's here, though, where we actually get to see the remnants of that, and if you thought the cult is dead and buried and isn't going to exist anymore, no. As you can tell by that diary entry, they're still very much around. It's been 6 months after Bertram locked him down here, and, yeah, they're still here. So yeah. And again, like, a lot of the cult diary entries are actually one of the creepiest parts of the game, because not only does it illustrate their, you know, their desperation and their living situation, but it also goes to show, well, again, as what Noah was talking about earlier, the effects of the radiation, what it was doing to them, and also providing a little bit more context as to why we were seeing a lot of the creatures in the game. Let's use the Frankenwalker for instance. Yeah, part of the problem with the radiation is that, again, because it's of a more godly source, rather than just, you know, getting sick and dying as we usually have with radiation, yeah, a lot of the cult's victims, and even the cult members themselves, were starting to fuse with, you know, a lot of metallic objects and becoming twisted, malformed abominations that I suppose God deemed impure and therefore, I guess maybe altered them to be this way. Which, I mean, doesn't really paint a very nice picture of God, or unless it's talking about the Old Testament evil depiction of God, where it was okay to stone your wife, you weren't allowed to take a shit, or anything. Whatever, I'm just kind of being silly at this point, but the short and sweet of it is that, yeah, God radiation equals monsters, and the cult are quite mad. I mean, if you thought they were insane before, now... there is one diary entry that we're going to be seeing much later in the part, but one I think I might as well spoil the contents of now. It's basically one where, again, I don't know if it's the same member writing in the diary or if there's just different compilations that Caroline picks up, but yeah, the short and sweet of it is that basically one of them initially thought that, you know, the rest of the members didn't take off their radiation suits in the hope of being rescued, but instead it's the dark suspicion that they know what they'd see if they took them off, which again is putrid flesh, or the idea that they themselves have become the monsters that their god would smite down, which is why they're basically just going around killing everybody, half insane with being stuck down here for several years by this point. And again, you know, this might just sound very tacit, but again, it's the way the game executes this, and the way the game, you know, the way that Caroline's exploring all of this, and again, you're just slowly discovering this maddening, twisted insanity, really. I probably could have worded that a little bit more eloquently, but again, the atmosphere of this level is on point, and even the design in and of itself is actually quite good. I mean, there is one pretty bullshit puzzle that we gotta get out of the way first, but again, all that aside, it's just a really enjoyable final area of the game. Again, my hat goes off to Abstract Digital Works and Dual Effects. This is fucking brilliant. Anyway, I think we might be... yeah. This is our puzzle. Now we need to get some fuel. Yeah, solving this puzzle is a bit of a pain in the ass, and in a similar case to the dial puzzle, you know, that you needed to enter the mausoleum. Yeah, this was very much one where I had to take a screenshot of the finished solution and then basically keep it for future reference, because... well, basically, again, we need to, you know, flick switches and, you know, dials or whatever in order to get the right flow so we can get the petrol. Problem is, however, is that, well, 3 of the caps are missing, which again is no problem. Explore the area, get the caps, come back, and, you know, be fucking doolally with it. It's just knowing where to place the caps, which becomes a bit of a pain in the anus. I suppose I should probably save that for when we finally get to the puzzle itself, but... yeah, it's kind of annoying, but... again, with a... again, if you're not, you know, if you don't have a finished solution to really work back from, it's pretty much just going to be a case of trial and error. Okay, I'll put this there, does it work? Nope. Okay, I'll put this there, does it work? Nope. And the fact that there's, like, so many different solutions and, you know, ways to put it, just makes an exercise in tedium. But what is this? Oh dear. Is it just a statue? I certainly hope so. Nope, the cult members are alive, and, it's only through preparation and, well, survival horror expertise that I've been able to take care of the cult members as well as I can. Again, back on my first playthrough, yeah, running low on resources, I had barely a fucking scrap of nails between me and the enemy, and it was basically hit-and-run tactics, and while the cult members' hits aren't one-hit kills, they do take a shitload of damage off Caroline, and she's already a bit of a glass cannon to begin with. So, yeah, these enemies are by far the most dangerous. Your only real saving grace in terms of, you know, the cult members and you, is that they tend to move in a very lumbering sort of Jason Voorhees kind of way, so, again, you can... I don't think you can easily outrun them, because they do have, like, a move where they spin their hammers around. But I don't know, it's, well, I mean, it makes the situation very tense, and again, I think that's the sign of a good... enemy design, where even if during the gameplay you can take them out rather easily if you know what they're doing, their presence and intimidation is that which, again, really creeps you out and makes you frightened to face them. Again, it's a similar ethos that I kind of have with Silent Hill 1, really, where, like, I mean, stuff like, to use an example, the Hang Scratchers or Grey Children or, you know, the Puppet Doctors or whatever, again, they're not difficult to take down. But it's just the fact that, again, their presence is so unnerving and creepy that, again, you can take them down easily, and again, you can face them if need be, but you don't want to face them. And again, I think that's the sort of sweet spot zeitgeist of how to design a good horror monster. But anyway, that's pretty much the last of William's diary entry. He was like, oh, happy days, twins to sacrifice to God. Until I don't want to do that anymore. Because I love my... I love my grandchildren. Why is he now Scottish for some reason? Whatever. Again, there are a few levels and plenty of places to explore, the first of which we're actually going to be exploring a little bit after this. Oh boy, this is frightening. Because, is this the area, or am I thinking of... No, it has to be, because I see the diary entry in my editor. Yeah, if you examine that right there, or maybe to the left, I think. We'll probably see it a bit later, but... Oh no, wait, here it is, I think. Children's shoes. And, I think in the same room, actually, you will find a diary entry, right around... Yeah, there it is. Yeah, they're gonna tell you something else about, sacrificial rituals. So, was the idea that they sacrifice children in boiling water, or... Ugh, God, that's... Again, it's just little things like that that just put your imagination to work, making a far creepier scenario based on the clues and context. Like, I mean, fucking oath, man, like, I mean, in terms of structure, planning, and, again, gameplay, this... the final level of this game is fucking brilliant. And of course, don't think you're alone in this place, because... Well, yeah, I mean, apart from Mr. Skellywelly over there, yeah, the cult is, all throughout this creepy place. See? Is it a statue, or is he standing guard? God, and again, just the way they also handle the cult members, are they real, or are they just statues? Are they animate, or... Again, that's the sort of... Again, I don't know... I'm sorry, I'm just in complete awe, because again, like, I mean, the entire game you could probably consider your bog-standard survival horror experience, but... Again, in terms of execution, this area, it's... Oh god, I'm just sound as a pound right now. But yeah, there are a few things that you need to do for this area. And it involves going down to this place. Yep. Creepiness. Well, okay, maybe that's a little bit more haunted house, but... Yeah, then you get stuff like that where the cult members awaken. Run away, run away, run away, run away. Yeah, there's more of them in here. There was actually 3. Yes, you honor me with your presence. Blurg. I don't think we have much else to do in here, actually. I think we've pretty much got everything we need, except for the cult member that is going with the Gehoiven with the hammer. There we go. And now we got the Bunker 3C. I suppose if I could also compare this area to another video game, I suppose one could also draw a comparison between the Nazi bunker from Uncharted Drake's Fortune, where you were fighting the Descendants. I mean, I will say Tormented Souls does the atmosphere a little bit better, but it does give me very similar vibes of, like, an untold horror monster that's yet to be unleashed, which, again, you do get with the Descendants and, you know, when you find out the clues about what El Dorado really is. But yeah, it's a great atmosphere. Yeah. I mean, there's no more hopalongs or clawfingers around to really speak of, so... Yeah, this is part of the reason why I recommend... Well, I mean, I suppose now that you have more ammunition supplies between you, if you play your cards right, you can go a little bit more all-out on, you know, the Frankenwalkers and the cult members, but... Yeah, for the early game, I still recommend using, you know, nail gun and the 40 wax with a wet noodle for, you know, clawfingers and hopalongs. I mean, again, like, the endpoint of survival horror games is usually when you get to let loose with the big guns. But again, it's only really if you play your cards right, so again, it kind of earns that whole sort of BFG kind of thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. See, I'm even watching from a fucking distance in a much smaller screen, and again, the cult member thing still fucking got me. Crikey. But again, as I was saying, like, I mean... Yeah, I mean, it kind of avoids the whole Doom problem of, you know, when you do get that BFG. Like, I mean, it's such a powerful weapon and so useful that, again, you don't really want to use it, but... Again, I think survival horror games kind of avert that, where, again, you kind of earn your reward, and again, if you've been saving it up, well, when you finally get to let loose, it feels cathartic as all hell, and again, the challenge is still there, so that it doesn't feel like you're just cruising the game on easy mode. So again, it's, I suppose it might contribute as to why I tend to enjoy games of this structure. I mean, it builds up its challenge, but also your power fantasy appropriately, while also keeping you on your toes. And, yeah, something I also want to point out here. Remember what I said in the previous part about unwilling participants birthing the cult's, twins for the ritual? I guess we're walking through their apartment complex. And those skeletons are still here, so... Great Cliff Burton's ghost. Also, why is there morphine in the cell? Actually, no, that makes perfect sense, because you want to keep them doped up so they don't try and run away, lest you break their legs and force them to give... God, I'm scaring myself, and I'm... Well, Tormented Souls is providing the clues, I'm providing the context. And I'm scaring myself. And now we have the gas canister, which we can use to get the stuff. Crikey. Seriously, man, I know it might sound like I'm just kind of joking around, but I am legitimately on nerve right now, both by the context of the game and also... Holy shit. Yeah. You know what, I think the next couple of games are going to be playing a lot more lighthearted in tone, because, Jesus Christ, I'm a little bit shaky right now. Yeah, this was the diary entry I was talking about, actually, where, you know, they won't take them off because they know they're the monsters inside. Again, like, I'm not really too sure if Tormented Souls is going to have any DLC or whatever. Probably not, although, again, I don't know if they're working on a sequel or anything, but... Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to have, like, a little DLC chapter, you could have maybe had one either as, like, Bertram Wildberger or maybe as one of the cult members, you know, slowly succumbing to madness inside the vault. I don't know. I mean, I suppose maybe hearing of these events, as we've seen here, is probably more effective than actually showing them, but... I don't know, I guess maybe to sort of preserve that, you could have maybe had, like, a small chapter as Bertram, you know, protecting his... you know, his daughter-in-law and his, you know, granddaughters from the cult, and then slowly succumbing to death himself. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it could have been something as a nice little additional mode. I don't know, maybe in 2031 when we get the eventual Tormented Souls remake that, I don't know, adds a few things here and there. I'm being a bit facetious, obviously, but... Queashed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do have all three, caps, so yeah, we pretty much just have to get back to the puzzle at this point. Although since we've done a fair bit of exploring, and got some items, we did some dancing, and chased after Noah Wildberger, you know, it's time to have a save of the game. And I suppose to kind of pad out for time since we have, like, 4 minutes between now and then, yeah, Noah Wildberger. In terms of how he's handled in terms of the, like, the overall narrative, I guess I might save that for a little bit later, but I guess the way in which he was sort of manipulating events, I mean, again, I guess you could postulate that, you know, the reason why he had his arm cut off, William was responsible for doing that, given that he probably found out exactly what happened, and, you know, William getting poisoned was something that happened in the... I guess either Noah did that beforehand to get William out of the picture, or... was something he did, you know, after Caroline saved him? Because, I mean, I suppose, given how many secret passageways and tunnels there are throughout the mansion, Noah could have had knowledge of that? I don't know. I mean, at the same time, though, there are certain aspects that kind of don't really get accounted for. Like, I mean, you remember, like, earlier on, like, back before we found the videotapes, where we found the corpse of Anna Wildberger in the cell? Wouldn't that have screwed over his plans? And even in that case, I mean, assuming that Emma didn't return, then, isn't the ritual kind of screwed over anyway? So, yeah. as you can tell, a lot of the plot discrepancies tend to come from the videotapes and, well, I mean, let's just call a spade here, time travel. I don't want to get too deeply into this, but, yeah, it ties in with a good ending and, well, again, it kind of makes the plot have a bit of fuckery as a result. Okay, more nails, more stuff. And now what the fuck are we doing? Nothing in there, nothing in there. Repeating item textures, because this is an indie game. I mean, I suppose it makes sense for everything to be kind of similar here, but yeah. This game does have an example of a few repeating textures here and there. I mean, all games do it to some extent, but at the same time, though, it's only really when it becomes noticeable that you tend to pick it out the most. Something like Downpour, I think, was particularly bad with it, but, you know, nothing too bad. Except, you know, when you see a couple of the little hospital areas around here. Unless that maybe that was how they designed the toilets back in the day? Or is that what it's meant to be, or is that just meant to be like a shower area? Whatever, I'm not really too sure. An iron lung? Well, nobody's really in there at the moment. Well, then again, this was the 40s when this thing was established, so, I don't know, polio might have been a thing for the cult members. Well, then again, I wouldn't want to imagine what sort of diseases are running rife and rampant throughout this little place. And I think I'm just skulking about this place because I'm just trying to see if I missed something. Because I remember in my first playthrough, actually, I missed one of the cult members' diary entries, and, yeah, I was pretty quick to scour the place just to make sure that I didn't miss anything, so, yeah, that's kind of on my part, but at the same time, yeah, you can't be too careful, because, I mean, apart from, you know, wanting to get all the information and stuff that I could, yeah, there's also a trophy for getting all the, you know, examine the item entries in the game thing. Yeah, that's right, I can do brain things. Now let's go back to that place where my house and TV is. Yeah, as you can expect, you have to pull that 3 times in order to get the petrol thing to go. It's like starting a lawnmower. But alas, we need petrol, so off we go to solve an annoying puzzle. But that might be for next time. But yeah, since we've got a bit more time on our hands, might as well, I guess, maybe outline a few things of what's coming next. Yeah, once Tormented Souls is all done and dusted, again, basically, you're gonna be seeing a few special surprises here and there, a few small games, and well, Kingdom Hearts 2 is going to be resuming in 2023, so yeah, come January that year, Kingdom Hearts a go-go, baby. I really thought that would have filled up for more time, but oh dear. Yeah, we're pretty much just heading back to save at this point, so bugger it. Was there an enemy down there? I can't remember. Or maybe I was just the wrong way. Oh, well. I mean, again, I wouldn't say this place is entirely unnavigable. Actually, I forget. Actually, yeah, there is a map, I'm pretty sure. So, or is there? Oh, fuck it, I forgot. Again, it has been a lengthy period of time since I recorded, so my brain's a little bit topsy-turvy. But in any case, we're finally back at the saving house, the saving bunker, or whatever's your poison. So, let's have a save of the game, and on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keeping new metal, and next time on the Tormented Souls commentary, well, we're bringing this to a conclusion.
I'm Emma. I remember everything. I fell into the river from the bridge all these years ago. Noah is keeping my sister Anna in the underground bunker. He is the one who has engineered all of this. He has had my sister in captivity all this time. I won't let Noah hurt her any longer. This ends now.